All right, welcome, folks. This is Tommy, Help with Gadgets, and had to do a quick recovery from a technical difficulty. I got a new phone in today, and it wasn't set up to use my phone camera as my camera in StreamYard. So I had to figure that out right quick. So sorry for the delay. Give me just a second, and we'll start recognizing folks that are here. I wanted to grab the tablet and make sure that everything was working correctly. So give me just a second. Should have that up momentarily. All right. Just a second. Sounds like the audio is working. All right, let's set this over here. All right. Let's see who we've got in here. Looks like Mind of Milton declared that he was first. And then we've got Marco. Hey, Marco. Thanks for being here, man. Ground Fog. TKE. Mr. Eddie says he's listening and not reading the chat. So, hey, Mr. Eddie. He's probably video gaming. Appreciate you being here, man. Got a box that came by way of Mr. Eddie to open up here just a little bit later. Someone sent a knife along for me to take a look at. Cassius EDC, thanks for being here. We do appreciate it. Paul Mills, thank you for being here. Let's see who we've got. Neil McKenzie. I think that's usually the other Neil. So we've got two Neils in here. Actually, I'm not sure which one is the other Neil, so it's all good. TKE says, Tommy pulling the old TKE. Yeah, well, if it's not if there's not technical difficulties, are you even live streaming? You know. And TKE even added to that. Well, 9 minutes late. Not bad at all. Well, seeing as I didn't have the camera and I didn't figure anybody wanted to sit here and look at me with bright lights behind me, I figured that might be best to try to get that working. Didn't have a live last week. My voice wasn't cooperating. Got some kind of old sinus junk and had a whole lot of fun with that. But doing much better now. And thank y'all for being here. All right. I think I've hopefully recognized everybody that's here. I keep stepping on something here. Let me move that out of the way. I do ham radio as well. I may have mentioned that in the past. Well, I know I've mentioned that in the past. And there was an antenna on the ground. Greg Vanderlip, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. I've had an interesting week. My phone decided that it was not going to work for me any longer last Thursday, and luckily I have insurance, but there was a lot of unknowns with that, and did manage to finally get a replacement in today. So I spent the better part of a day trying to get all that figured out, and that's all kinds of fun when you can't transfer everything directly. Marco, you won something tonight, man. Tell us about it, because I've not been in any lives this evening. Also, while folks are continuing to join and be in here, let me know what you're carrying today. As for me, I carried the Vulcan knives. Well, it doesn't really have a name. But I carried this one, which is actually a really cool knife. The short that I did, the walking and flicking short, did really well on that one. And what else did I have? I had the Curtis Warney F3 medium Warney, and I also had the Acorn. So that was the 3 knives that I had on me for the majority of the time today. When I pulled those out and put them on the table earlier, I slipped the Artie Blade Spectre in pocket, as well as the Kaiser Militol. So did a little bit of a change up and put those in pockets since I was leaving everything there on the table in preparation for the live. Cashin said I carried my 80-20.5 with OG scales. Original goat scales are awesome. I've got a Microtech MSI with original goat scales in the other room in there. All right, let's see what we got here. Paul Mills said I carried my new transparent knives rebladed 80-20.5 and K390 today. I would imagine that one's probably pretty sweet. That's very cool. Very cool. All right. So we've got 80-20.5 seem to be in the pocket today. What else y'all carrying? So a couple of 20.5s and things I mentioned. What else? Everyone else? What else? Everyone else? What is everyone else carrying tonight? And because I didn't have the camera set up correctly, I didn't have time to adjust these properly and make them look nice on the screen. Neil McKenzie said the Gerber 06 Fast. I assume that's an assisted knife. TKE still feeling rather spicy after something happened to him, so he's still a little bit on edge. I've got a fine collection of Chinese-made knives. In fact, probably pretty much everything in this row is Chinese-made, and I could even add the QSP. Oops, I don't think that one's actually showing on the screen anymore. This one goes with that list too. These are all American-made. And then I think a couple on the knife stand over here are. A couple of 3 are USA made, and a couple of them are made elsewhere. Knife Nerd says, I love the Vosteed Acorn. That's a really cool knife. By the way, if you didn't know about it, the Vosteed Porcupine, I think that's what it is. The Porcupine dropped today on Amazon. That one actually looks really neat. It's a very similar knife to this, except it has a top liner lock with a button here. So check that one out. That one looks really neat. I think it's got a 3-inch blade. So it may be, it's about the same size as the Acorn, and instead of the liner lock, it's a top button actuated top liner lock, much like the Vosteed RS Chaos and the Vosteed Psyop. Dragoon, thanks for being here, man. Says he had a Vosteed and a Miguron. Let me scroll back. Paul Mills, yeah, actually that was my nephew's 80 20.5, and he misses that knife. So got a good one there. TK says, I like the sticker to the right of Vulcan sticker. Looks nice next to that second knife holder. You're talking about this old sticker here? This one there? I'm thinking that's what you're talking about. It's one of TKE's original design stickers, if I'm not mistaken. TKE says, has the Ozark Trail surprised you? Definitely did me. Did not know such a fine juvenile craftsmanship existed for $10 knife. Yeah, it's not a great knife, but it's not a bad knife either. Action on it is actually really good. No blade play. It's centered. Let's see if I can get it to focus there. Centered. Haven't used it a terrible amount, but you got a nice hollow grind. It's sharp, and again, action's really good. So I'm not complaining about a $10 knife. China. But yeah, that's a knife you would probably carry and use in a situation where you didn't mind if something happened to it. Old sticker. Maybe not. Sure looks old. Cyberknife looks super cool. Let's see. Cyberknife. Oh, that one's actually a pretty cool little knife. And I did a anodization job on that one. So yeah, I kind of had to personalize that. If you watch my videos, I always compare that one to whatever knife I'm reviewing last. And so far, I haven't reviewed a knife that is shorter than that one. But it's also surprising because this is a titanium scaled knife with, let's see, it's got, what is this? S35N for the blade steel. And it's got decent action for such a small little knife. Now, you do have to be careful, or you will you run the risk of cutting yourself. But so far, it's been a pretty cool little knife. I usually don't carry it, but it's got a nice titanium clip. I mean, it's not bad in hand for, especially if you're just using it for some kind of utility type situation, and it's not likely to freak anybody out. Absolutely, Paul Mills. He's actually moved out to Arkansas now, and so I don't know if he's going to get back into more knives or not. He got a few knives before he moved, and but he's also got a girlfriend that I think he's planning to save some money up for certain situations. So, because I have a feeling I'll be traveling out in the next little while to go to a wedding. So, and TKE says, yeah, that one. He's talking about this awesome Stay Sharp I just threw a couple of stickers out that I had on the desk. Dragon says their new porcupine looks strikingly like a Miguron met at CJRB as someone, and I noticed. Yeah, that one's it is an interesting looking knife. It is more. I noticed it was more squared off than the Acorn, and looks reminiscent of something else. But I'm not even going to go there. I had a knife that I was thinking it looked kind of similar to. And TK says sticker looks excellent next to a second knife holder. The first holder would look nice next to it, but the second knife holder, that must have really made you happy to have a second one. Well, actually, I've got about 4 or 5 of them. TKE. I've got at least one more in there. Anyhow, Matisfaction says yay, and hey, Matisfaction, thank you for being here. Get back here on the So it sounds like TKE has put the Ozark Trail through its paces, and you're right. I mean, if something happens, you just go buy a new one if you can find one. But I mean, it's a $10 knife. There's another one that's it's a white handle, and that one's I think $5, and it seemed like it was halfway decent as well. So. There's that one. Yeah, and you're not going to mess the resale value of that one up. Robert Willoughby, thanks for being here, man. Do appreciate it. I didn't give Maddie mod status. Good grief. I'm going to try to do that right now. I don't know that I can, but we're going to give it a shot. Somebody needs to go tell the Tri-State to go ahead and end his live that's been going for a while, and some of his folks may come over here. Doubtful, but let's see. Let me see if I can do this. Live. All right. Where's that Maddie guy? Okay. There you go, Maddie. I think I got you. Thanks for reminding me, Milton. No, I'm not getting remarried. I have been married 25 years as of last week and have no plans to get remarried. Because I hope this one is around for a long time. It is absolutely awesome to have the second knife holder and the third knife holder, as well as the fourth knife holder. And then I have some different knife holders as well. So there's that too. Actually, this was not the knife holder that I planned to send to you guys. I had a different design that I thought would do well. Plus, it would have been a smaller box, and But he started printing these, and I didn't have the heart to tell him to print something else. I just went with it, and those are actually, to me, they're better. They're better stands, anyways. TK says Tommy and Maddie's lives are excellent drive home soothing lives. Well, I actually so I listen to Maddie's lives a lot on the way home from church on Wednesday nights. And I don't listen to my own lives, so I'll have to take your word on that. And Metasfection says, I have the power. TK, when it comes to you, I'll rub it in and give you grief as well as anything else. Maddie got Smurf status. Oh, I didn't say I'd send you another one, but I just said they were awesome. I mean, I'm using one for a tablet holder over here, and then I've got several knives that need to be reviewed on this one over here. I've got to get these. I've got to get these reviewed and back to their proper owner before I get this owned. And then the other one I have over here is a Berg Blades Tick, which is a really cool little knife. And by little, I mean fairly big knife. And then there's a Spartan Harsey. I've got that one as well that I've got to review. So, and then the other knife that I have on the table over here, I think I pulled this one out a while ago, is the Vastid RS Chaos. Yes, absolutely, Maddie. You did not win anything, and neither did anybody else. So there's that. I did get a, let's see, was it last week? I think it had to be last week. It had to be last week. So I ordered, let me give a shout out to OCD for EDC. I ordered these little doodads here last week. In case you don't know, in case y'all haven't figured it out, I like 3D printed stuff, and I was looking for the tools to use for reassembling a lock bar, access lock, crossbar, whatever you want to call it, that is on here. Well, it's on here as well on the Ozark Trail, on the Benchmade 940. Things like that. And as I was looking them up, I happened to see this on the OCD for EDC's website, and I went ahead and ordered that. Put a little note in the order to ask if he could send a few extra stickers for giveaway, and I got a whole pile of stickers from him. He was he threw in quite a few stickers, as well as a patch or two. There was actually two patches. I dropped the other one just a minute ago, but those are getting added to the giveaway envelope pile here. I've got some really cool stuff in it. Several knives. A 3D printed tool that Vero Engineering donated, and just some other cool stuff. Some koozies, and hopefully once we reach 1,000, we'll plan on doing a giveaway and have a couple of different packages to ship off to some lucky winner. So again, appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you subscribing and all that good stuff. It is much appreciated. Oh, let's see. It is. It's pretty cool to have access to some knives that I otherwise wouldn't probably wouldn't get a chance to take a look at. So that is really awesome. And well, Maddie says just his luck to miss the giveaway. And TK says nope, just in time. But no giveaway today. I know it would have probably brought in about 4 times as many viewers, but I appreciate you guys. Really do appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out for a few minutes. We're going to open a box up here in just a minute. I've got a knife that Mr. Eddie has sent over to me, but it's from another friend, and I don't know anything about this knife. I'm not even sure what it looks like, so we're gonna have to take it out of the box here together in a few minutes. All right, Josh Grant, thanks for being here, man. Do appreciate it. And you say it's the first time you've been here. Really do appreciate it. Don't Cut says, "What up, people? Just dropping by. Thanks for dropping by. Really do appreciate it. I don't know that you've been on one of my lives either, and really appreciate you. Really appreciate you being here." Thomas McDonald says, "Howdy, y'all." And thank you for being here, Thomas McDonald. All right, so actually some things have changed a little bit in my setup in here since I think since the last live. Well, internet changed, so I think that's going to be a big improvement. Y'all can let me know if y'all have any problems or if anything's out of order there. I've cleaned out some of the area that I use for doing these lives, as well as my videos. Didn't have a lot of elbow room, so decided to clean out some other things that I have, and my wife told me I can set up what I had in here in another room in there, so that's going to be good, I think. My son-in-law also printed me out some things to hold the phone. So I have a mount here that's holding the phone. I've got an even better one once he prints out a couple of more pieces, and I think that's going to work out well. Also, kind of gives me a little bit of room, and things were just a little bit tight in the old setup, and so hopefully that's going to help improve things going forward. All right. All right, let's go ahead and start clearing the table off, and we'll work on getting toward opening that box. Again, these were from OCD for EDC, and I've actually taken the Benchmade 940 apart now, and it does make it a lot easier to put it back together. So if you have fun, as I tend to do with the access locks, I think this is going to help matters a good bit. All right, this is we talked about, we're mentioning 3D printed items, and this is just a 3D printed lock back knife, something you could easily give to a young person without fear of them hurting themselves on a knife like that. Plus, it came in when it was printed out. It was sort of like the old model cars that you got. Came on a kind of a sheet of parts, and then you had to figure out how to put it together. All right, and this is a This is a penguin. I mean, pretty basic penguin, but this one's kind of neat. It well, let's see if I can show you. Let me get a flashlight out here, and let's see if this comes across on without me dimming the lights here. No, it's not going to do it. So, all right, we're going to dim the lights down a little bit in the studio to demonstrate these. There, that worked out a lot better. So that is pretty cool. Glow in the dark shredded carbon fiber scales on a penguin with L-Max steel. So very cool. We have the American Blade Works Model 1 Warncliffe, which is, I really like this knife. Really appreciate the owner, and just a really cool knife. He actually modded it for me, put in this fuller here where I can reverse flick off of it as well as use my thumb. So that's another cool knife. Got the Fintiso Atlas. I still need to do a review of this knife. This one was sent in for me to take a look at, and really impressed with some of the aspects of this knife. Some of it, some things I think could change a bit. One of them is you got kind of double clutch to close it. The detent ball's kind of late getting up on the blade. But still not a bad budget knife at all. The aforementioned Ozark Trail, which is, if you know, you know, it's caused a lot of controversy in it for a lot of folks, but it's a knife that works. This is the Miguel Morial, and another awesome budget knife. Comes with a titanium clip. I ended up anodizing that one, but another very cool knife. The Vastita Acorn, as I mentioned before, this is just a very neat around $50 knife with I think it's 14C28N. Yep, 14C28N on the blade steel, and my wife got me this one for Christmas, so that one's been in the pocket a good bit. The Curtis F3 Horney, I have thoroughly enjoyed this knife, and really glad that I was able to pick this one up. Had a little bit of custom anno work done by Mr. Eddie. And let's see what else we have here. We mentioned the Kaiser Cyberblade. Just a cool little knife. It's obviously different than just about anything out there. Not a whole lot like it. Dwayne Letterman, thanks for being here, man. Let's see. Let me scroll back up here. Nola Southpaw, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. Thomas McDonald says, like that ABW. That ABW is pretty cool. He makes some neat stuff. I think somebody mentioned also, I forgot to even say, and this one's usually in the pocket most days. And I don't even think about it most days. But that one right there is usually in pocket. It sits in the bottom of my right-hand pocket most of the time. That's an American Blade Works slip joint, and a very cool knife. All right, Thomas McDonald, I am not sure which one you were talking about there, but then TK says the penguins are cool. Just make sure oh, brother. Okay, I'm not sure what he meant by that. But anyhow, Thomas McDonald says, Ozark's a great paring knife in the kitchen. And Don't Cut says another knife that cuts. I carry and use most of the knives that I have. In fact, I cut up the dog treats with this knife tonight. So anything that I have gets carried and used. I agree, Paul Mills. He says, I've got the American Blade Works slip joint, very well made, gets a ton of carry time. It does. I mean, it's just a really cool little knife. Dwayne Letterman, thanks for being here. Thanks for sending me that message the other night. Sorry I wasn't able to make it, but do appreciate it. He says, do I see an acorn? Yes, there was an acorn there. And it's a very cool acorn, too. $50, I think is about what these run. Works great on the front flipper. Works great on the reverse flick. You can even thumb flick it if you want to. So, very cool. And Thomas McDonald says, ooh, a Curtis. Yes. I had a hesitation on Curtis knives for a long time. And in fact, had gone into America to Smoky Mountain Knife Works and taken a look at what they had there, and there was horrible lock stick on the ones that I tried. So I wasn't really that impressed with him, but I think he has made some huge changes, and I really like it. My favorite blade shape. Just a really good knife. All right. Manufacturing says, I want that slippy. They do occasionally drop some new ones, and I'll try to keep an eye out for you, Maddie. Joe Isabella says, hey there, all of you beautiful people. I bought my buddy the Micarta in M390 Cyber knife for Christmas last year. When I bought it, it was actually, I think I caught it on sale, and it wasn't that much. And it's actually not a bad knife. I mean, it does look kind of crazy, but it's actually usable. So anyhow, I like it. I've got behind on the comments here. TK's not being nice. Maddie, you feel free to put him in timeout if you have to. All right, let's see here. You should get one. Don't Cut. Cyber knife is kind of a neat little knife. Guess I need to pull it off screen here. All right, we've got the slippy going back in the pocket, and then if you were here on the last live, this was a surprise that showed up from Vulcan Knives, and this one's been in pocket a large portion of the time that I've had it. It's different. Most people will be put off by the huge flipper tab, but as he explained to me, he made these knives just to test how flipper would work with the crossbar lock, flipper, and the opening hole, and it works quite well. He actually told me he would take this off if I wanted it trimmed down a little bit, that he had designed it to where he could do so. But he also mentioned that when he made it similar to some of his fixed blade knives that had a finger guard. And I found that if I want to use this knife, it's very easy just to put my hand up on the flipper tab there, and as I would on a forward choil, and it works really well. So I think I'm going to leave it like that for a while and see how it goes. But if you haven't checked out Vulcan Custom Knives, I would suggest doing so. He's making, USA made knives, Magna Cut, awesome lasering on the scales, premium materials, and you might be surprised at the price. I'm not going to say how much because I'm going to try to get another knife, and I don't need the competition. So, yes, TK, time out if you don't act right. Let's see here. Wonder if this is the Aaron. I think it is. Let me check. Let me scroll over here. I need to look and see if that's whom I think it might be. All right, maybe not. All right, Aaron, sharpening a knife, I would suggest getting a guided system, like a KME or a Wicked Edge or TS Prof or something like that, and practice on watch some videos on YouTube. There's some very good videos that show you basic sharpening skills, and then practice on an inexpensive knife. Say like one of these Ozark Trails that are not very expensive at all. I would suggest trying that, and just practice a little bit before you step up to a nicer knife. It is something that's quite enjoyable because if you carry and use a knife, it gets dull. So having the ability and the skill to sharpen a knife and bring it back into where it works very good, it's quite satisfying. Yep, timeout. Dragoon. Oh, let's see. Paul Mill says, I like that diamond plate lasering. Yeah, it is. It's a really cool design, and I like it. And TK says, me act up. I would be afraid that if you were very sick, if you weren't acting up. But he does have a good point here. Aaron, TKE says, first steps learning to sharpen is watch his sharpening videos and lives. After soaking up that information, forget what you just saw from TKE and then watch Neves. And Neves Knives is another sharpening, or another channel that does sharpening as well. So there's all kinds of good information out there for sharpening, and that's the way I learned, was to watch a lot of videos. And I can't think of the guy that I watched a good bit of. 1931 Leatherworks. Thanks for being here, man. Do appreciate it. But lots of good information. If you just you type in KME sharpening, and a lot of these guys they'll take you from every step that you need to do it. Don't get one of the. I wouldn't suggest getting one of the Crazy Sharps, the one I was thinking about. He's actually here in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But don't get one of the pull through type that you just take a lot of material off your knife, and it's not good for your knife, and not that sharp either. A lot of times, you'll get a good edge from a guided system after you're doing some practice. Thomas McDonald says Outdoor 55 has good sharpening vids. Yeah, and there's all kinds of good videos out that can be very helpful. And I've actually gone back and watched some videos once I got started a little bit to help refine and get better at it. And I'm no expert but I can put a decent edge on a knife that looks fairly clean. I put the edge on the Curtis there. Excuse me. All right. How long have we been going here? 45 minutes. I think it's time we can go ahead and take a look at this knife, and because I may have to, if Mr. Eddie's still around, I may have to find out what this is because I don't remember. Although, if Maddie's still here, he may know what it is. Maddie, if you're still around, holler out here. So it's not a Curtis. He just he was sending me the box for the one I got from him, and so he just sent it in this package. All right. Maddie, what knife is this? The Neutron. And who makes it? I should know, I think, but I do not. Get right off the bat, these thumb studs are probably some of the right. The Good Screw Neutron. These thumb studs are some of the smoothest, and by smoothest I mean no texturing at all, that I've ever seen on a knife. Once you get your finger on it, it does fly open with authority. It's not mine, Maddie. But I had a sneaking suspicion in the back of my head that I thought you probably would know what this was. And I think it was because of a live a long time ago, or a discussion a long time ago. And wow, that pivot. The pivot is very polished as well, very smooth. This is the first time, I believe this is probably the first time I've had an opportunity to take a look at one of these. It's a interesting blade. And that is that there is no traction on those thumb studs. All right, Maddie, you're gonna have to calm down. I don't know that I've ever seen you yelling like this in a live. So you need to take it down a notch, mister. And then there's stuff I'm not going to repeat. So let's take a look at the knife. Very cool grind here. This is a hollow grind here, looks like. Huh. Very interesting knife. I'm going to have to talk to I'm going to have to talk to somebody and find out if I get to disassemble this knife. That's I'm just trying to kind of take a look at it. These are, I don't know what I don't know what these are. I guess maybe zirconium or something, but very polished, very smooth. The thumb studs are there's no traction on them at all. But once you get your thumb in the right position and push, it is blade fires out. Oh, reverse flick is probably one of the best off of a thumb stud that I have experienced. That's next level. The reverse flick on this thing is man. Huh. So I'm going to have to do some acoustics on it are pretty good too. I know nothing about this knife, except what Maddie said a while ago about it being the Good Screw Neutron. So now I'm going to have to look it up. It's decently comfortable in hand. Vulcan's from California. TK. Thomas McDonald says you could definitely put some silicone washers on here, I do believe. Looks like you wouldn't have any problem with it clearing, but I tell you what, the reverse flick is it's on point. That's pretty cool. Has a really nice clip as well. It's got the finish has a couple of scuffs in it, but this is what I love about this. I get knives that I've never experienced sent to me to take a look at, and some of them I really like. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what we've got here. Oh, brother. Modify clip point. There's a running joke on another live about that. And Maddie says it is a reverse Tanto Scandi drop Tanto clip point Horncliffe. I think you forgot something in there, Maddie. I think you missed a word. Okay. Thanks, TK. I'll have to take a look at that. Are these USA made, or are they produced in other countries or in another country? Do we know the answer to that, Maddie, TKE? Anyone? Bueller? Anybody? No? Okay. I'll have to take a look then. Maddie's going to find out here in a second. But I'm curious. I've not heard a lot about this particular brand. 1931 Leatherwork said reverse modified Warncliffe. Absolutely, Dragoon. That is a bit different, but I like it. You've got, I mean, you wouldn't think you've got plenty of room here to get to the lock bar. It's not like it's scalloped a lot right here. There's a little bit of scalloping on the inside of that scale, but it's, I mean, it works. It works well. Now I'm curious. There's a oh, I just saw that. Okay. So look at the clip there. That's pretty cool. And you can also see what I was looking at inside the knife as a Torx bit head there inside, which I assume, I'm not assuming because I have no clue. I'm not understanding the purpose of that. Except there's no hardware on the exterior part of it holding it in. So I guess that's what you have to use to disassemble the knife. There is no hardware here on the back part of the knife. No visible hardware. It has a super cool pocket clip that looks like it would work pretty good in pocket. There's some large, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Where's a flashlight? Where's another flashlight, not the super bright one? Maybe that'll work. I don't know if we can. It's pretty good lightning pockets inside, from what I can tell, on the show side, and then there's a pivot collar there that's appears to be Damascus as well. This is one of those knives that you start looking at, and then the more you look at it, it's like, huh, okay. Because now I've noticed instead of this very smooth pivot there's actually a Damascus pivot collar. Again, no visible hardware back here for disassembly, but I assume it has something to do with that inside the there on the back spacer. So very cool. I think it's a Neutron. No, there you go, Neutron Star. Maddie actually said it. Noticed a lack of hardware showing. Do you like micarta? I think Milton loves micarta. Y'all need to go check him out for probably lack of micarta knives. Excuse me. Dave Harlan, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. Says you could possibly use that hole in the clip as a lanyard hole. That's a possibility. That's a definite possibility. Interesting. I appreciate that one getting sent along to me. That's pretty cool. Satisfaction is talking fancy. Yep, it's a liner lock. And I hope I get to take this one apart because I would like to show the inside of this. This is the liner comes back to about right here. If you can see some of the hardware there. And yeah, I'm hoping I get to disassemble and clean this one. Satisfaction says, note the lack of Matthew owning it. I know who the owner is, Matthew. But I think you probably do as well. Chat, do not click that link. TK, did you send a bad link? Maddie, is this a meteorite pivot? Do you know if that's the case? I've not looked at the links. Oh, awesome, TK. Yeah, the Sky High is really neat, and if that's not in line just right, sometimes it can cause some issue. Bilty, you carrying the Sky High, or you is that what you're saying? And the Sky High is a neat little knife. Now, I wish I could find one with the step milling on the blade and maybe carbon fiber. I mean, the blue G10 is not bad, but it's a bit bright. It's Benchmade bug out bright, and I've actually got mine on my desk in there. TKE, you found your Strix? I'll ping you about it later. Red fat carbon on the Sky High, I think that would look pretty good. I think I would like the black marble or black fat carbon. I think that would look really cool. But I think I've got a little bit of money saved now, and I think the next knife I get may be another Vulcan. Jesse, Zach Blue, yep. Jesse, thanks for being here. Do appreciate it. Yeah, this is I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, I really wasn't expecting because I knew that it was I was told that was a good screw neutron star, but I had not a clue about it. And that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool little knife. Those thumb studs are, again, that's the slickest thumb stud I think I've ever experienced. But it also is probably the easiest reverse flicking thumb studs I've ever experienced as well. So very cool. All right, let's see. TKE says, yeah, okay. That's one of those, kind of odd 6-digit tracking number. I'm hopeful for you, buddy. Hopefully, yeah. Okay. I'm kind of wondering the same thing, Milton. Yeah. We need video. Why don't you do a live vertical standing beside the mailbox? I think, that would be cool. Can you make that happen? No, I think Mark's probably an outstanding person. He's probably not outstanding in the rain or outstanding by the mailbox, but he's probably outstanding. And TK, I think Paul Mills is trying to help you out, man. Somebody help TK. Apparently, he is in dire straits here, and somebody message Cole and tell her to go get him some Burger King or something. All right, let's see here. Put some of our items back on the table here. Probably not everything, but a few of the items. Mail's not free, Maddie. You're gonna pay for it one way or the other. Excuse me a minute. All right, so just thinking going forward, I'm going to try to do some cool, fun stuff during lives. I've got another anodization project to do. Still trying to get that washer out of that scale for the. I can't even think of the name of the knife that I was trying, but I still haven't got that stainless washer out of the scales, and I'm thinking if I can't, we may have to just try it and see what happens. Although I don't think that's what I want to do. But I've never came across a knife I couldn't get the washer out of. So, but I think I have run out of things to talk about this evening, and it's on about just after or just before 11 o'clock, which is normally the time I would try to hold on to, or try to hold on until. But was a few minutes late getting started. I pulled a TKE and got started a little bit late, but now we've got everything working. The phone appears to be working. The setup appears to be working. Internet appears to be working. maybe I'll be on TK's Saturday Live one day. Not this Saturday, probably though, but maybe one day. And Marty, yeah, are you going to live tomorrow? Let's see. Satisfaction is wanting a neutron star. Maddie, do you know where this neutron star came from? Ooh. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That is the goal. That's the goal there, TK. So, yeah, we'll have to discuss this because I got to figure out. Are you wanting a like of a top down on the old studio here? More boxes. Y'all need to. Somebody needs to text Cole and tell her to help poor TKE out. He's apparently in a bad situation there. But anyhow, all right, y'all, you guys, I do appreciate you stopping by. Really do appreciate it. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Server 7, I think maybe the first time you've been here on my live, and thank you for being here. This was actually just I unboxed this earlier. It's not mine. I got to experience it, and it's a really cool knife. Be Shady, thanks for being here, man. I didn't if you said something earlier and I didn't recognize you, I do appreciate it. Matt, he says Neutron is not for sale. Well, I don't know. That's not mine to sell. I know that's all I know. All right, Dwayne, thank you for being here, man. Do appreciate it. And Paul Mills, thank you for being here. And yeah, Javon's live will be in a bit, so y'all go check him out. Man, he said Javon is live. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful one. Thank you for being here. Later. Lemon bars. Yeah, I didn't get them lemon bars. Somebody, my wife got the lemon bars before I could find them. Bye, y'all. See ya.